Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive in, I've got a quick favor to ask. Stick around for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share might just change the way you think about success forever. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. We've all heard it before: work hard and you'll succeed. It's practically tattooed on our brains from childhood. But what if I told you that this age-old advice might be the biggest scam of our generation? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're going to challenge everything you thought you knew about hard work and success. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this guy for real? Is he really telling me not to work hard? Well, not exactly. But I am going to show you why blindly grinding yourself to dust might be holding you back from true success. And guess what? I've got some ancient wisdom to back me up. Let's start with a mind bender from the OG of chill philosophy, Seneca. He said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Boom! Let that sink in for a second. We're not short on time. We're just experts at wasting it. But here's the kicker. What if I told you that a lot of what we consider hard work is actually just a waste of our precious time? That's right. We've been sold this idea that burning the midnight oil and sacrificing our health and relationships is the only path to success. But let me tell you, that's a one-way ticket to Burnoutville. Population, you. So, what's the alternative? How do we achieve more by doing less? Well, buckle up, because we're about to go on a wild ride through the land of smart work, strategic laziness, and the art of doing nothing. First up, let's talk about the myth of productivity. We live in a world that's obsessed with being busy. If you're not juggling 50 tasks, answering emails at 2 a.m. and surviving on coffee and willpower, are you even trying? But here's a truth bomb from Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. What Marcus is telling us here is that true productivity isn't about controlling every aspect of our external world. It's about mastering our internal world, our minds, our focus, our energy. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. Let's break this down with a simple example. Imagine two people working on the same project. Person A works 12 hours a day, juggling multiple tasks, always busy. Person B works 6 hours a day, but focuses intensely on the most critical aspects of the project. Who do you think will produce better results? If you said person B, give yourself a pat on the back. You're starting to get it. But why does this work? It's all about the quality of your attention. When you're constantly switching between tasks, your brain never gets a chance to reach a state of deep focus. You're like a hamster on a wheel, lots of movement, but not really getting anywhere. Now, I can already hear some of you protesting, but what about hustle culture? What about grinding 24/7? Well, let me introduce you to another wise dude from the past, Aristotle. He said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Notice he didn't say, excellence is working yourself to death. He talked about habits, consistent, sustainable actions that you can repeat day after day. That's the key to long-term success. But here's where it gets really interesting. To build these habits of excellence, sometimes we need to do absolutely nothing. Yeah, you heard me right. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Let's take a little detour into the world of creativity and innovation. Did you know that some of the most groundbreaking ideas in history came to people when they were doing nothing? Isaac Newton supposedly came up with the theory of gravity while chilling under an apple tree. Archimedes had his eureka moment in the bathtub. These moments of brilliance didn't come from grinding away at a desk for 18 hours straight. They came from giving the mind space to wonder, to make connections, to see patterns that aren't visible when we're caught up in the day-to-day hustle. This is where the art of strategic laziness comes in. It's about intentionally creating pockets of do-nothing time in your schedule. Time to daydream, to let your mind wander, to just be. But trust me, this is where the magic happens. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. That sounds great, but I've got bills to pay. I can't just sit around doing nothing all day. And you're absolutely right. I'm not suggesting you quit your job and become a full-time daydreamer. Although, if you figure out how to monetize that, let me know. What I am suggesting is a radical shift in how you approach your work and your time. It's about working smarter, not harder. It's about focusing on high-impact activities and ruthlessly eliminating or delegating the rest. Let's break this down into some actionable steps. 1. Identify your vital few. These are the 20% of activities that produce 80% of your results. Focus on these like a laser. 2. Embrace the power of no. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Choose wisely. 3. Schedule do-nothing time. Block out time in your calendar for unstructured thinking. Protect this time like it's your most important meeting. 4. Practice deep work. When you are working, eliminate distractions and dive deep. 1 hour of focused work is worth more than 3 hours of distracted effort. 5. Rest and recover. Treat rest as part of your work, not something you do when work is done. Your brain needs downtime to consolidate learning and come up with new ideas. Now, I can already hear the objections. But what about my boss? What about my deadlines? What about the competition? Let's address these one by one. Your boss. If you're producing better results in less time, trust me, your boss will notice. Quality trumps quantity every time. Deadlines. When you're focused and rested, you'll find that you can meet deadlines more easily. Plus, you'll have the mental clarity to negotiate unrealistic deadlines before they become a problem. Competition. While others are burning out, you'll be operating at peak performance. You're playing the long game here. But don't just take my word for it. Let's look at some real-world examples. Take Google's famous 20% time policy. They encourage employees to spend 20% of their work week on projects that interest them, even if they're not directly related to their job. This policy led to the creation of Gmail, Google Maps, and other innovations that have changed the way we live and work. Or consider companies like Basecamp, which have a 4-day work week during the summer months. They found that this actually increases productivity because people are more focused and energized when they are at work. Even in high-pressure environments like emergency rooms, doctors are now recognizing the importance of rest and recovery. Some hospitals have introduced power nap rooms for staff to recharge during long shifts, resulting in fewer medical errors and better patient care. The point is, this isn't just some feel-good philosophy. It's a practical approach to work and life that's backed by science and real-world results. But here's the thing, it's not easy. We've been conditioned our entire lives to equate busyness with productivity, stress with success. Breaking free from this mindset takes courage. It takes a willingness to go against the grain, to trust in your own judgment even when others might not understand. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself?" The time to start is now. The best version of yourself isn't the one that's constantly exhausted, stressed, and overwhelmed. It's the version that's focused, energized, and operating at peak performance. So, here's my challenge to you. For the next week, I want you to experiment with this approach. Identify your vital few activities and focus on those. Schedule some do-nothing time every day, even if it's just 15 minutes. Practice saying no to low-value activities. At the end of the week, assess your results. I bet you'll be surprised at how much you've accomplished and how much better you feel. Remember, the goal here isn't to be lazy. It's to be strategic. It's about maximizing your impact while minimizing your effort. It's about working smarter, not harder. As we wrap up, let's revisit that quote from Seneca. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is too short to waste it on busy work and stress. It's time to reclaim your time, your energy, and your life. So, are you ready to join the revolution? Are you ready to achieve more by doing less? The choice is yours. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. And that's it for today, folks. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hey, why not share it with a friend who could use a break from the grind? Until next time, remember, work smarter, not harder. Peace out.